Mike, do you have a cry button on there?
No.
Oh.
Pure chaos.
Dada, Margarita. Welcome to episode 19 of the Not Salty podcast. I'm your host, John Bell. And as always, I am joined by my friends and co-host, Mike Fenton and Kristen Skeevers. In this episode, we interview our friends, Joni Lee Skidmore of Liberated Libations, who are the geniuses behind many of the drinks you know and love in the Deep Creek Lake area. We learn where their inspiration comes from. We talk about how they are newlyweds and work well together. We talk about tattoos. We talk about their trips to Thailand, and they even give away a few good recipe tips. Joni and Lee, you are a great addition to the community. Thank you for doing your part in making Garrett County such a great place to call home. Keep doing what you do, and we'll keep drinking what you make. Well, maybe not the pop rocks and nerd kamikaze, but keep being you. Mike, hit the intro. Welcome to episode 19 of the Not Salty podcast. We really haven't started too much yet. We've talked a little bit, and this may be my favorite episode yet because I walked in and Lee made me an old fashioned.
I
did. So I don't know all that much about old fashions other than I like to drink them a whole lot. And I think this is the recipe from Pawn Run.
It is.
So I guess before I'm going to drink this and then I'll introduce you guys.
Yeah.
So we are here, episode number 19, with our friends Joni and Lee of Liberated Libations. And we were talking out in the lobby a minute ago about how long we've known each other. And Lee, I didn't realize I've known you that long, but I guess we've known each other since early 2000s.
Long time.
Joni, you worked for me at one time, and you were smart enough to quit, so that was a good decision. You worked at Service Master for us.
Oh, I love that job.
Thank you. And now you guys have gone off, gotten married, started a company, and opened a few bars, and you're doing really, really well. And we just sold your house recently.
You did.
Yeah.
We appreciate that. It was awesome. We love it.
Tell us about Liberated Libations.
So yeah, we're a mobile bartending service that bartends weddings, events, private parties. We also like to do what we call BYOB, which is a beer and bartender party, where you learn how to make your favorite cocktails, such as our lovely old fashioned here.
Like you would teach me how to make this?
I would teach you how to make it.
It?
Yeah, you and your friends, your family, we'd set you up with your own little bar, I guess a bar setup with all the shiny stuff like the shakers and shiny stuff like shakers and the stirring glasses and the spoons to make all the cocktails that we're going to make for you. And you learn how to make it. We give you a little recipe card, a little swag bag with a bar tool. And it's a good time. It takes a couple hours. Sometimes we do whiskey workshops and we talk a little bit more in depth about the cocktails that we're making. And we get into certain spirits like whiskey and talking about all the nuances with it. How we age it.
I want to do that. Like, I didn't know you guys did that. I bartended for, 5, if not 10 years, and it's been 20 years ago since I've done it, and I've forgotten everything. Like, I legitimately don't know how to make an old-fashioned.
I don't know what's in any drink ever.
A lot of bars don't know how to make it.
We could teach you.
We've been to a few bars that really have no idea, and it's just, they've learned back from somebody who was bartending in the 80s, and they're making these, old fashions where their bitters have been sitting around with fruit flies in them for about 15 years. But
I'm pretty sure I never made a proper old fashioned before.
Never.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
There's a
Probably
skill
a couple
to
years.
it. Like, so I'm not going to call it names. There's some bars locally to make really good old fashions, and other ones are like what you're describing. I noticed probably about the same time it was becoming popular up here. I work with a bank down in Virginia some. And when you go down there, they took us to this fancy restaurant. We had a smoked old fashioned, and it was awesome. This is probably 5 or 6 years ago. And then it's about the time I met you guys, and I was like, oh, you know how to make them too. So you guys have a thing called smoked old fashioned.
It's funny I didn't bring our kit today. I wasn't going to bring the smoker, but I didn't know if we could be lighting up fires in here, because sometimes it
might be frowned upon.
It can be a little bit of a volcano. It kind of spits up some coals every now and then. So we just brought our one of our favorite recipes using a local maple syrup from Stoyer Brothers Maple Farm. and
cool.
which you'll find at Pawn Run Bar and Kitchen as well. And it's on the menu as the Stoyer Old Fashioned.
So you did consulting. So part of your
Yeah.
business also is like restaurant consulting.
Yes.
So you're the brains behind Firewater's drink menu.
Some of it.
The launch.
So the launch, I came in as a general manager and
Cool,
helped.
okay.
I worked with 2 consultants
Awesome.
that worked specifically to get Firewater open. They came in, taught me pretty much everything as far as getting a craft cocktail bar up and running like that, with that level of, everything, I guess, with the, and I'm losing my words here, I guess.
Setting up the establishment. Like if
Yeah.
if
Well,
you
the
look
quality too is like
Well, yeah.
the show, like
Yeah.
the presentation is amazing. So I mean that's at Pawn Run too. So
Definitely.
you did the whole menu at Pawn Run.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Pawn Run was our first kind of get up and go, started the restaurant. They needed help with their bar for sure and a little bit of their food. And we were there to walk them through the process and do a complete bar program consultation with them. And creating a cocktail menu, using local ingredients as much as possible is what we try to do with them. And you guys have been there, small plates,
I'm there too much.
good cocktail, but we try to promote something for everybody there.
I've started and been a part of a couple of restaurants over the years, and every time I get done with it, I swear that I'll never do it again. And it is a lot of work. Like you guys coming in and helping the people. It is. Everybody has an idea, like, oh, I'll start a restaurant. It's great. How hard can it be? And it's actually very hard. I don't even want to get in the food menu part, but if you're making drinks, you can't make 10,000 drinks. You need to make a couple, and you need to make them really well.
You have to make them really well and super fast.
Oh, yeah,
Nobody
good
wants to
point.
be waiting for 20 minutes for a drink. But, we try to narrow it down to about 30 seconds to a minute per drink,
Oh.
So
How do
the-
if we're
sorry,
lucky.
buddy.
I was gonna say, how do you come up with like the recipes? Because Pawn Run just did a 90s night, so you've done a
Yeah.
couple theme nights, which
Yeah.
is super fun. So all of the listeners, if you don't follow Pawn Run on Facebook, you should. And they do theme nights. They did the speakeasy for Prohibition.
We did, yeah.
And then
repeal
Yeah,
day.
the repeal day
Yeah,
party.
the repeal day party, and then they just had a 90s night party, and the drink with the
Like,
nerds and the
90s
pop rocks
nights
was
last
so
night.
good. And I was like, how do you even think of that? It's so good.
Okay, so back up. I bought tickets, but I missed the party.
Yeah.
What is you had a drink there with pop rocks in it?
Yeah, it was
We did.
amazing. I
So-
We
loved
did a
it.
throwback drink, a blue kamikaze with a pop rock and nerd rim.
Like pop rocks and candy that
Oh, yeah.
pops in your mouth.
Yeah.
No kidding. Okay. Yep, Kristen's got a picture of it. It looks pretty cool.
So this one
With
was
my Furby.
not a really a one-of-a-kind drink, but it's a kamikaze. We've all probably done kamikaze shots
Sure.
back in the day. So this is a blue kamikaze, and it's just a little vodka, blue carousel, and fresh lime juice. So we're not using the roses lime fake stuff. All of our stuff is fresh, and it was a really pretty drink. And we ended up putting the nerds and the pop rocks on it for a little flair, and it turned out really cool. And a couple other different drinks, an apple teeny, and
The Kiss for a Rose.
That was
from
good
a
too.
rose.
Kiss from a Rose.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was inspired by the Seal song, obviously. And we did a rose rim, lemon juice, rose petal infused simple syrup, and then gin topped with rosé cava. That one was
It was good. I liked
Yeah.
it.
yeah, that was good.
Deep Creek's come a long ways over the past couple of years. If you think about it, we used to have a lot of bars that had Miller Lights and Bud Lights, and we were talking about this a minute ago. Now you've got bars that have IPAs, but I think everybody does. Now you've got fancier mixed drinks, and there's a good place for both of them. Like we talk about the Honey Honey a bunch, and the Honey Honey is a great place to go, but Firewater's a great place to go for a calmer setting with maybe a little bit more expensive drinks and a little bit just totally different atmosphere. I
Yeah,
think that's where
ambiance.
Deep Creek's come
Yeah.
along. We do have, if you want to go out and have Miller Lights and hang on the lake, we have that. If you want to go get a really nice old fashioned, we have that too.
Definitely. I think, one of our goals is to kind of change the face of, how you eat and drink in Deep Creek, and hopefully putting Deep Creek on a map as far as a destination place to come get great drinks and good food.
Sure. It brings culture to the area. Too.
It does.
People
Yeah,
Yeah.
it definitely does.
Well, and
Like,
you always try new things. Like, again, the stuff on the menu, like I read it and there might be one thing I'm not sure what it is, but I try it anyway.
And I think, I hate to say it, but COVID kind of made a lot of home bartenders out of people, and they're
Yeah.
following these bartenders on Instagram, and they're learning to make, these more craft cocktails, I guess, if you will. And now they're searching. Now they can go out and they're searching for that stuff at certain. They want the old fashions and Manhattans and these old school drinks that are done the right way.
Modern classics.
So I've tried to buy the ingredients and it doesn't work because I don't know what I'm doing. Like I got on Amazon, I bought the right cherries, I did everything. It wasn't as good as what you guys do. And I even noticed this the other day when you're checking out at Arrowhead. There's these little packets. Have you guys seen them? Make your own old fashioned. There's a packet.
Oh yeah.
And my problem with it was the packet was like $12 or $18 or something. I was like, I'm just doing it up on run. I don't know.
A lot of the spirit companies are coming out with their, just pouring a glass with some ice, and it's an old fashioned or it's a Manhattan.
Yeah.
And we've tried a good number of them.
The On the Rocks brand.
On the Rocks brands, yeah, and they all have their place, for people who are on the, in a hurry, on the go, and they just want to
Out on a boat.
Yeah, out on a boat.
In a hurry, just need to make a really strong cocktail just on my way out the door.
A little powdered old fashioned right in there for
So
you.
if you're not watching video, this is the first time we've done a podcast with 5 of us in the room. So Mike and Kristen are sharing a microphone. Kristen's not very good at sharing, so good luck, Mike.
We'll get through it.
No, but it is coming a long way. It's kind of neat what you're seeing Deep Creek evolve with all that stuff.
It is.
How did you guys get into this? Like you were just like, okay, we like being bartenders. Well, I guess to go back in your history, Lee, you started as a cook, as a chef at Black Bear, and I think your dad was before you, right?
I definitely learned a lot from my dad, and was in the industry for a while as a chef and bounced around like we all do from restaurant to restaurant in Deep Creek. And after graduating from local college around here, I moved out to Utah and did some work completely out of the realm of the industry, working with troubled youth, backpacking in Utah. So doing wilderness therapy programs. I came back here. And
Didn't you tell me one time you were backpacking with those guys for like 90 days straight or something? Like you told me
they stay
I
out.
had a couple drinks by the time you told me the story, so I might want to mess
So
with it.
the kids stay out for, anywhere between 2 to 6 months, and we're out there for about 8 days straight, and then you get about 6 days off. And
Okay.
you're with the same kids month after month until they leave the program. Very rewarding, but, a lot of good skiing.
Yeah.
Got injured and moved back to Deep Creek and met Erin at Mountain State Brewing Company.
Yeah.
And she brought me on as a bartender right away. I told her I had some experience working in restaurants. And I think at that point, working with her in the bar there, we worked a little with craft cocktails, and I kind of got the bug, I think, and really wanted to explore what bartending can bring. And after moving around from restaurant to restaurant and bar to bar, went to Black Bear, met Joni, and we started working together.
Wait, you worked there or you were a patron?
I was a
Both.
patron first. Yeah, and then a cheerleader.
How
I
are
think
you
I
doing?
worked there a couple times, and then started bartending later, and I think that's where we both that's where I became passionate about bartending, and then later discovering craft bartending was a whole different world for me, and being able to create an experience was kind of what made me fall in love and want to start the business, really.
Yeah, I think just wanting to bring it to more of a personal level with our clients. The restaurant business can be really busy, and we kind of lost focus, I think, with our customers that we love. So we wanted to bring it on a more personal level and be able to grow ourselves with different venues, with weddings or doing the BYOB parties and teaching.
Those are my favorite parties.
And then we're
honestly.
getting in, we just recently bought a little farm. You guys helped us with that process, both of you guys. And we've started doing, we've always been kind of, acquiring all these products and ingredients as locally as possible. But obviously, we're not growing lemons and oranges and dragon fruits here. So we have to buy,
You have the acreage.
Yeah,
Can't you go grab
yeah. I
dragon
mean,
fruit
I
back
wish
then?
maybe with a big greenhouse, but
Yeah, you could turn the shed over there into
Yeah.
like a greenhouse for like
Exactly.
tropical and stuff like that.
yeah, I mean, maybe one day that. But our whole goal was to do kind of like a farm to bar, like we do farm to table a lot of places. So our farm to bar goal is finally coming to reality here.
I have no idea what it was because I was in such a hurry, but I ran home today to grab something. There was a box outside my front door that said farm to table and of some sort. So it's very popular. Apparently, Noel bars
Very
and
po-
stuff.
yeah.
So you
And-
probably start bar to table farm.
Yeah, the farm to bar. I mean, it's not a new concept at all.
Oh,
I
it's
mean,
not? I thought you
it's-
just coined it.
No, not a new
You heard it here
concept.
first.
It's out there, but it's just not. It's not too popular as the farm to table as far as food. But definitely new to Garrett County.
Sure.
It's coming in, and
So you would treat that like you would like a vineyard or something. Like you would come to your farm and like do like a tasting and like have a couple drinks? Like, what do you envision? Like, if someone's here on vacation, or like I'm going out on date night with my husband, like, what is the environment that you guys are envisioning doing, like farm to bar kind of thing?
Well, I think right now, just growing produce that we can't get locally. A lot of the exotic herbs, spices, things like that.
And
all
then
the
we
way-
would come to you.
Oh,
and then we
okay.
come
Yeah,
to you.
perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
As of right now, I mean, so there's probably some legality, restraints that are gonna be like, oh, you can't do things here, like on the property yet. But once we get some infrastructure in there, we'll be able to bring in people as opposed to going out.
Yeah.
Even adding maple syrup to the drinks is really cool. Like I would have
Yeah.
never thought about that. I don't know what you used simple syrup before that or whatever, right?
There's a lot of different. I mean, there's so many sweeteners you can use, and maple syrup isn't new at all either. It's definitely a popular
But it's
ingredient.
neat. Like
It's
everybody that
so
comes to Garrett
good.
County thinks about
Yeah.
maple syrup, and
Oh,
whenever
yeah.
you guys worked it in,
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty cool.
And it's so good. It definitely works. It's a popular recipe, and we just tweak it to be our own with different amounts, different sweetness. The bitters, which are pure alcohol with herbs and tree bark and spices and flowers. They make the bitters up, so different amounts of that. It just makes your drink your own.
Isn't one of the owners of Pawn Run? Isn't it her family who makes the maple syrup?
Yes.
So it's
Yeah.
kind of cool. A lot of people on our show like to talk about the old history of Deep Creek and stuff like that. And it sounds silly to say this and tell the whole story, but Pawn Run's kind of always been a part of my life.
Best bar in Deep Creek.
Yeah, so I'll never forget. My parents moved here. I don't know when it was. I think maybe 1999 or something. And they were moving into a house on Pinpoint Road. And I remember my dad, we were moving the furniture, and we were driving past Pawn Run. Had no idea what Pawn Run was, and it said like half chickens for sale or something. And we were hungry, so I stopped into Pawn Run to buy a couple half chickens for us to eat. The smoke in that bar was insane. Like everybody, this is back in the
Cigarette smoke?
90s. Yeah, people were
Yeah.
smoking cigarettes in there. Like I tell the story, you had to kind of like duck your head to see under the smoke because it was so smoky in there. And it was, I don't know, for the longest time it was those people, but it was, once you got to know it, it was a great bar. But it was like, if you weren't a local and you stopped in there first, like me, I was like, Dad, you're not going to believe this. You know what I mean? It was just kind of that kind of place. Then you get to know it. I remember they had great steaks there for a while. We always go snowmobiling and stop in. And then it changed a couple ownership hands. I remember one time, like pizzas there. I remember they were like the Red Robin pizzas from Walmart. They would resell them to you. And it's just always been a staple of Deep Creek for my life. So my mom and dad's house was probably 2 miles from there. For the past 15 years, the house I've lived in is 2 miles from there the other direction. And my new house I'm about to move into is about 1.5 miles from there. So yeah, I'm like a deer. I haven't left a mile radius of where I've lived my entire life, basically. But Pawn Run's kind of right in the middle of it. And then when these guys bought it and started remodeling it, I didn't know anybody yet. I didn't know them. I kind of heard rumors, and I heard they were going to make it into like a nice bar. And I was like, man, they're crazy. Like Pawn Run's not a nice bar. It's filled with smoke, and it's just Pawn Run. If you haven't been there, you need to go. Like Firewater, for example, when Brenda built Firewater, we all knew it'd be great. Like there was never a doubt in our mind. It was going to be a great bar. It's a great location. The architecture was beautiful. We knew her. We knew it was going to be great. Pawn Run was the transformation that surprised everybody. Like it took something neat to something freaking amazing. Like this party you guys were doing last night, the 90s thing, that was the benefit, I think, the Dove Center.
Yes.
That place has really transformed, and you guys being a part of that is great.
It's a local
Do we need to
institution.
cut that?
I mean, you're probably absolutely, correct on that for sure. But it is a local institution, and it's been around forever. And we've really made it a great place. And yeah, the owners are the part of the Stoyer family, so they
grew up around there.
They grew up exactly around the farm that surrounds Pawn Run.
And they've been so passionate about reopening this bar that meant so much to them because,
It was their neighbor
it
for
was
their entire
exactly,
life.
yeah.
It was. Yeah, they grew up there.
And everybody in there is so friendly. Like I've never walked in there and the bartender or the waitress would have been like, "Hey, what's up?" It's a very friendly, comfortable place. You feel like you're walking into your living room.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is.
yeah,
Yeah, it
and,
really is.
and that's kind of what they want. for it to be like your second home. You know,
And it's a good mix. It's a good mix of locals and our visitors that come to to Deep Creek.
I think the
They have a
cool
good
thing
time.
that they always say is like you can get a $15 cocktail, you
Yes.
can get a $3 beer.
You can
Yeah.
Oh, that's a
get
good
a
point.
$2 beer.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it truly has like it runs the gamut. But
You
the
can.
tequila drink with the tahini on the side is my absolute favorite. So I don't like mezcal, so I do
Okay.
sub it.
I've never strayed from the
Tierra del Fuego.
Tierra del
Oh,
Fuego,
it's
yeah.
so good. And like I'm from Garrett County, okay? I don't know what tahini is. It's not my first time ever having it.
Tahini.
Tahini. No, yeah, not
Oh,
yeah, not tahini, not the Greek stuff. Tahini, the
Yes.
Mexican
Yes.
Spanish.
Yeah.
stuff.
So
Yeah.
I think.
But I mean, like literally licking my glass, like it is so freaking good. It changed my life.
a lot of people eat it with watermelon too.
we put it on elote, so the grilled Mexican street corn with.
Oh, that's the bomb too.
So good,
Yeah.
right? So tahini is a little sprinkle that goes on top of that. Put it on side of a margarita or the Tierra del Fuego that we made for the summer cocktail menu.
Oh, yeah.
was,
These
delicious.
great bartenders sitting right in front of us, and Kristen's drinking a White Claw. We literally have Garrett County's
drink
best
White Claws, too.
bartenders
It's passion
right
fruit
in front of
White
us.
Claw.
And you're drinking
Passion
a passion fruit White Claw. In your defense, so we've been starting these episodes talking about snow and all kinds of stuff. Winter's over. I'm assuming all of us went outside today. It was beautiful outside today. So today probably is a White Claw day, but
I was gonna say, go outside tomorrow.
is it supposed to not be as
I don't
nice
know.
tomorrow?
I'd say-
It's gonna be
Who knows?
Oh,
Things-
today was
even
so
warmer
nice.
tomorrow.
Oh, is that really
81, but thunderstorms for the next.
That's what it is. Okay.
Well, April showers.
I'm the weather guy.
All right.
So, did you guys have any influence on the actual food menu at Ponerun, or just or Firewater and Ponerun? Or just
The tiniest bit, I think. They had asked for a little bit of help, and I tried to throw a menu together. I realized that we were just so busy trying to get that bar program up and running.
Yeah.
That I was like, I think you guys should really look into getting a chef in there and kind of working on it yourself. But I did have a little bit. I think the street tacos were an idea of mine.
That's got
And,
Lee written all over it.
Yeah.
Street tacos all day. Yeah, I lived in LA a bit and out in Utah, and the taco truck was a daily visit for sure.
I think that's what makes your
they've
drink
taken
so
that street
good
talk-
too, man. It's just having like the chef background and the restaurant background. Like when Julie Friend was on, I was talking about the for real, and like to me, because she was like, "We should get you guys to make a cocktail with bone broth." I was like,
yeah.
"I know the perfect cocktail for bone broth."
And we've done it.
Yeah, you have not at Firewater though,
The
right?
Is
original.
it good?
Okay.
So the for real
Oh, yeah.
originally
Yeah.
was when I was doing R&D on it was had bone broth in it a little bit. Like I tried it both
Yeah.
ways, and because you have to have a cocktails, sweet, sour, bitter. Whatever
Well, you
it
don't
may
have
be.
to, but
You don't have to.
That's what makes it
But
good.
this
Yes,
brought in the
exactly.
whole like savory and salty aspect to the drink, and I was like, I don't think I can sell this to a lot of people. Like some of us might like it.
Oh, I had like 3 when I came in. I don't
yeah.
even know if it was on. It was on the menu.
That
right?
was on the menu, but no bone
No
broth.
bone broth,
Yeah,
yeah.
no meat.
So Mike's not
It
being
was
a
vegan.
vegetarian.
Wait, what was the
Yeah.
chicken drink you made?
Oh yeah,
That
so
was
I was also a bartender at Moonshadow at one time, and we were always experimenting with stuff, and we did a chicken broth cocktail.
it wasn't
with
like a chick. You called it like chicken and dumplings or something.
chicken and dumplings, and it had I think it had a confit tomato on a roasted rosemary garnish,
Oh, that's
like a
awesome.
little
Yeah.
You've come a
And,
long way. I like the Pop Rocks idea about it.
Yeah, the Pop Rocks. I mean, I went as cheesy as I possibly could. I think with that drink, we would probably never normally do that, but honestly, it looked so good, and it tasted pretty good too. So I don't
Oh
know.
yeah.
And it was
We
a
might-
theme night.
It was a theme night.
I cleaned my glass off.
Yeah, thank you. Because
It
we were
went back clean, inside out.
good.
You're welcome, Bon Run.
Yeah, the
Save
glasses
water.
were a pain in the butt to clean.
Yeah.
So, do
But,
you guys have any ideas for what's next? Do you keep growing the bar business, or open up a new restaurants, or what's next?
I think
Go
for
for
now
it.
it's definitely building our business as far as doing weddings and
Building our brand.
building our brand to come to
Reputations.
you and but you never know in the future
Never
as
know.
far as opening
A bar,
restaurant.
maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always up in the air right now.
We were just goofing around the parking lot yesterday and talking, and we were talking about where we need a food service kitchen here or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
It actually isn't a bad idea. There's so many people here that have good ideas, and then obviously you have to follow the health department's rules and stuff like that, so it's
Yeah.
very
Big deal.
expensive. But a concept like that's not a bad idea.
Yeah, so
we're doing
commissary-
cooking classes like you're doing
Yeah,
for bar
yeah.
classes.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And we've seen that everywhere. Yeah, like cooking classes. I think we kind of found that whole gap in needing like a beverage caterer.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where we want to be, but we're also technically food caterers, and having a chef background, I think we want to kind of combine it.
Yeah.
And being able to offer kind of a one-stop shop as far as not getting into food too much, but light fare.
Well,
stuff like
sometimes
that.
the food
Yeah.
simpler is better. Like even back upon running,
Yeah.
the cheeseburgers are awesome.
Yeah.
Then you guys started making Brussels sprouts and they put salmon on them. That was a genius idea. It's so good. And then like firewater, the salmon BLT, like it's
Oh my
simple
gosh,
stuff.
the salmon BLT is the best.
I would
thing
have
on the
never,
menu.
ever thought to make a salmon BLT. I don't know who came with that idea, but it's a great idea. And if you're in town, get one. It's good.
Yeah. I mean, again, it's all about making the Deep Creek Lake area a destination spot, not only for boating and skiing, but food and drink.
We're seeing that a bunch of. Sorry, I keep cutting you off. We're seeing that with a bunch of wedding parties. Like the wedding parties, the ladies come up here and they have stuff to do. They get their hair done, or I don't know, whatever you ladies do. But the guys really don't have that much. You know what I mean? Like they want to go skeet shooting, or what do you do? Like that could be something the guys would do.
Yeah, with these cigars and whiskey drinks.
Bourbon and bullets.
Yeah.
Bourbon
Yes.
bullets.
Yeah, you want to talk about an insurance issue?
I don't know if our insurance would cover that.
I guarantee you,
Alcohol.
Where there's a will, there's a way. We just haven't figured it out yet.
there's going to be a waiver of some sort.
There's got to be a policy there somewhere. I mean, yeah.
Will, there's a waiver.
I was just gonna, if you're the listener, you might not know that they're married.
Oh yeah.
So how was that like? So you guys met in the restaurant and then you started dating, and now you're married and you're like working together. That's your business.
Yeah.
Is
You
it
live together,
hard?
work
Is it?
together.
Yeah,
This is coming up.
it's everything together.
Everything
like,
is together.
How
Can
has
you
it
zoom in on
been?
each of their faces while you're doing this? I want to see the individual.
Yeah, we'll have
reactions.
2 reactions to the answer. How's it been like working like first with like your significant other, and then now that you're married, like does it just make it better, or are you like?
I think that's something that kind of inspired us to start our own business because we work together so well. And we always, we didn't.
Or you're
work-
drunk all the time.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Well, so we actually started dating
Makes it
while I
easier.
was a patron at Black Bear. And then, we ended up bartending together. And like I said, we worked together at Firewater as well. And we were like, we're really good at this and we should, expand on this. And we always thought it was going to be, something like a food truck. And we were trying to figure out, what our brand would be that would kind of define us and what we loved and what we're passionate about. And that's
We're
kind of.
passionate about food too. I
Yeah.
mean, we're foodies. I think, at the core of it, we're foodies. And you said earlier about, it makes a good bartender if you're a good chef. And I mean, we're like when we do our R&D, like our research and development, as far as making all these cocktails, we're cooking in the kitchen. I mean, most of
Yeah.
our stuff is, sous vide, syrups and garnish.
But
And,
we also spent a lot of time in Thailand together. So that too,
So if
like
anybody
has.
really
I was going to try to work that in
Yeah.
the conversation.
anybody who really knows us knows that we're like foodie travelers, and we travel for food, and we travel halfway around the
super
world.
passionate
for
about using Thai inspired, but not just Thailand inspired.
Southeast Asian
but-
ingredients. You'll see a lot of influence in our the for real.
Exactly,
Was
yeah.
one of
Where's
my
the
favorite drinks?
You guys must know where the closest place I can get purple basil is. Then.
It's gonna be our farm here.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
that's so exciting! I want a faux real
Yeah.
for whenever your housewarming party is with purple basil.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Thai pepper basil. It's licorice, spicy basil. It's unlike the American version you get. That's green. It's purple. It's beautiful.
And
Not
it,
the same.
it tastes like licorice.
It tastes a lot like licorice, and it's spicy. But when it works.
Yeah.
How much time did you guys spend in Thailand? How long were you there?
So total, I've probably spent close to 100 days. I think I went the first time for about 30 days by myself, as before I met Joni. Took her about the next year.
We'd only been dating for 6 months.
6 months.
So
That's a big
this
trip.
was like
Yeah, big trip. And I was like, listen,
we
I'm
were planning
go-
on spending 30 days.
Did you tell your dad first? As a dad, I'm like, I don't know.
Well, my mom was like, okay.
Are you sure
You're gonna go to another
I was
country.
like, I'm going. I was like, I'm going back. I can't not go back. And anybody, there's a lot of people in Deep Creek Lake that have actually been to Thailand.
It's weird. I like
It's on my
it.
bucket list.
yeah.
I want to go.
It's yeah.
But you had been. I mean, you were going with a seasoned guy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I felt safe.
And I was planning on
the
going
first
back. I
person
was like,
ever.
with or without you, I'm going. And she
No,
decided to go
actually,
with
you
me.
looked at me one day and you said, "So, are you going to go to Thailand with me?" And I was like, "Well, I guess."
That was a full month, right?
Full month,
Yeah,
and we
yeah.
actually
Yeah,
ended
yeah.
up being in China, Thailand, and Cambodia
China was not on
for
purpose.
Joni's first time ever out of the country.
Wait, hold on. What wasn't on purpose?
China.
You just actually
well,
China
ended
wasn't
up
on
in
purpose.
China?
Yeah, we ended up in
had
China.
a layover in China
Oh,
yeah.
that ended up we got stuck there because we missed our connecting flight. Our flight was late.
To Bangkok.
So, yeah, we ended up
after 14 hours
spending the night in Beijing, which was kind of crazy.
They
So that was
visit
my
us,
first
yeah.
time out of the country.
gave us a 1-day visa straight to China, and it's it's not Chinese food. It's Chinese. It's food in China. It's not what we're used to. And we get into the hotel around
Didn't have
midnight.
General Tso's chicken.
No, I mean we had unidentifiable.
We don't speak of General Tso here.
That is an American thing, I think. And they end up waking up all their hotel employees around midnight for this group of Americans that are coming in to stay the night, and they end up feeding us, and we end up catching a cab to Tiananmen Square, the Forbidden City.
Oh,
and,
wow.
Spending about $100 on a 2-hour cab ride, and made it. And right before our flight to Thailand, which we actually made, and got there and spent 30 days, and then ended up going to Cambodia for about a week.
Yeah. Just
Which was pretty crazy, like insane. That's the wild, wild west.
That's
Like,
a
Well,
we
and
thought
also
Thailand-
they have that's where you guys saw those super like ancient temples.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So that's
Yeah,
Angkor Wat. So it's a seventh wonder of the ancient world.
Yeah.
And we thought Thailand was the Wild West. This is like Thailand is like the Atlantic City.
Of the Wild West.
Yeah. And we're talking like Las Vegas times 10 is Cambodia. You're gravel roads to get to these places. You're driving in tuk-tuks, which are the little motorcycle cabs. But beautiful people, beautiful food, and the temples are just ancient. And
Did you get your tattoo
if you've ever
over
seen
there?
Laura Croft, Tomb Raider, the second one is filmed there actually,
yeah.
with the trees that grow through the temples. My tattoo is actually done in Thailand
I was hoping that was
a couple
good
different
story.
times, and we
I did
actually
not know
have what's called sakyant. It's I guess, kind of ancient bamboo style tattoo that you get in Southeast Asia throughout the different countries. We both have them, actually. I have two.
Okay, so
It doesn't mean space taco.
So this is this one that you can see here is a 3-line. It's a magical spell. It
Beam me
protects
up,
you.
Scotty?
Yeah, it protects you from bullets. This one protects you from knives. This one protects you from disease. I guess
Okay.
they're all pretty simple.
That's all the three major ones.
Major
Yeah.
ones, yeah. She has a 5-line on her back. I have a 5-line on my back as well. But it's done with a bamboo stick about 1.5 feet long and tattoo needles on the end.
I have a friend that got one of those, another friend. That,
And they sit
Oh, they do it
there,
with their hand.
and they
Okay.
sit there basically with the hand, and they just draw. And it's a tattoo that sets very quickly than your normal tattoo. And you can go swimming, you can go in the sun. It doesn't hurt at all, really, and it's healed within a couple hours.
So you're not talking like a tattoo gun like in America.
Not at all.
You're talking like a piece of bamboo that every stick goes in
Oh, yeah.
and
Yeah,
paints it.
you feel
and,
every poke.
yeah.
You see it.
How long does it take? Like, how long did that take?
This took about 45 minutes.
Oh, okay. I thought you
I
said
feel like
No.
that took about an hour.
Okay.
But I've seen
Several
tattoos done.
days.
I've seen tattoos like the sleeve done with that.
Yeah.
And there's like 3 or 4 guys holding them down and doing all the work to make it happen within, several hours.
That's dedication.
And it's Southeast Asia is very tattoo oriented, and cigarettes. They love to smoke cigarettes and do tattoos.
I've got a
Full
I've got
circle, back
I've
to
got a
Pawn
no fear
Right.
tattoo on my shoulder.
What's yours, John?
I've got no fear tattooed on my shoulder.
Oh, really?
No, and that's why I don't have tattoos. When I was 17 or 18 years old, I was gonna go get a tattoo, and I was literally No Fear was very popular at the time, and I was getting No Fear tattooed on my shoulder, and my dad's like, "You're an idiot," and Dad, thank you, because I would have been an idiot at 46 years old. I don't want No Fear tattooed on my shoulder because I'm afraid of everything. Your tattoos look very cool though. Like,
Yeah.
So someday I'll get a sleeve like Dust Till Dawn. Or something.
Yeah, you could rock that.
The George Clooney tribal. We all had those in the 90s. I have one up here somewhere. You can't see it right now, but it's
Jeez, that would have been sick for last night's themed event. Just somebody come in rocking. Well, Mandy had tattoos, but if he could have
yeah.
pulled out tribals,
Yeah.
yeah. We got John is No Fear.
There you go. That would have been sweet. I'll get a temporary No Fear tattoo.
pretty much everything on my
I would
upper
make
shoulders.
fun of myself for having a No Fear tattoo. You can't. I'm sorry for listening.
Somehow
Not
I'm
wrong,
gonna
but-
find that for like Memorial Day.
A
Like,
No Fear
I
tattoo?
have to see that on your arm, wake surfing. Like I want to see
Oh,
you
yeah.
in public with that on your arm, and I want people to think that it's real.
We were.
I'm gonna find someone to do it in henna, so it stays like a couple days.
I'm down. I'll do it.
I
Yeah,
can do
that'd be the
henna.
best advertisement.
Yeah.
This sounds like the perfect opportunity for a bet to take place.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'll get it.
I
Fake
can do
ones.
henna.
I'm not getting a real one.
I've actually done henna on a female's hands for like a wedding, and I can do designs, so I can definitely do it. No
Sweet.
fear and a tattoo.
Okay, so it's solved. So
72 hours.
So I'll just shoot your text. We'll book it.
I am
I'll
not.
hold John down and you do it.
I am not meant for tattoos. So that was my first almost tattoo, right? My second tattoo, we had just had the kids. We had Molly and Natalie, and I was in Vegas, and I went to the Vince Neil Studio tattoo place, and I paid the guy $200 to draw up a tattoo for me, right? And I was like, hey, what I really want is my kid's name in it, and I want something special and whatever, and I want to put it like somewhere on my arm where people couldn't necessarily see it, so I could wear a sleeve or whatever. And I go back there, and I don't know what this guy thought, but this thing had dolphins and flowers and I was like, no, man, I'm not getting that tattoo. So he kept my $200. But I'm just not meant for tattoos. I don't know. I need to come up with something better. Some people look great with. You look amazing with tattoos.
Thank you.
I would look like an idiot with a dolphin on my forearm.
I have one tattoo, and it's right here, and literally got me my
Is
job.
that the front and back of
of
Super Mario?
Link from
Link.
Legends of Zelda.
We were playing it last night.
So
The original Zelda.
I actually never even played Legends of Zelda. I used to watch my dad play Legends of Zelda. So that's
Nice.
But my buddy was getting this giant piece done on his side, and he was in a lot of pain. And I go to the tattoo artist. I'm like, yeah, I found this online. I was like, I feel bad he's just getting tattooed by himself, so I feel like I should get a tattoo. And I was gonna get it right here
Oh, dear
and
God.
right there. I was like, that's the only thing that seems like it's as painful as what he's going through, you know. And he's like, don't do that, man. And I'm really glad they.
I think
they
I've heard
didn't.
the story.
Yeah. And but this is the reason, you know, why I got the job where I wound up meeting Mandy, because the guy was like interviewing me. He's like, so you have no experience whatsoever at all. He's like, you know, this is like a really nice restaurant, like, and you wanted to, and I'm like, yeah, I know. He's like, what's that on your wrist? I was like, it's Legend, you know, Link from Legends of Zelda. And he's like, all
Let's
right, we'll
hire
give
this
you
nerd.
a try. That was just the foot in the door, you know. It's kind of interesting. So, but yeah, tattoos. It's the only one. I have no interest in getting any more. Not interested in piercings or anything like that.
No.
I did get branded. That hurt. Let me tell you what.
Who branded you?
One of my friends.
Like on Yellowstone,
Yeah,
like you got a
no.
big Y on your chest.
I have a Delta, so I'm part of a. I don't know. I'm part of. I was in a
Secret
fraternity.
society.
Oh yes, no. Like looking back at my life, I'm
Skull and
surprised I did
bones.
it. But I'm a member of a fraternity, and when you graduated, when you passed the fraternity, like to get you in, they branded you, kind of like on Yellowstone.
Ouch.
And let me tell you what, that freaking hurt. And a lot of my life goes back to my dad. I remember. It was so funny. So anyway, they brand you, and obviously when you're getting branded, the trick is to don't move. Okay, like you
course,
you
yeah.
know you're about to get burned. We're all educated. You see the great big orange glow coming at you, and you know it's going to burn you like a brand, right? And so I did what any normal person would do. I held still and held my leg down, and I got branded. And man, it went real deep. So then I had to call my dad because I had to go to the doctor. I just put, I put Neosporin on it. It was fine.
Yes, man, I'll fix it.
So the funny part about this is the second person to get branded is my roommate, and he saw that it obviously hurt quite a bit, right? And I took it like a champ. I'm telling you, I was in my early 20s. I handled it really well. Well, he didn't, and he goes, ah! And when he did, it smeared down his
Yeah.
leg. So let me just tell you what: if you get branded, do not move. Just first of all, don't do it. It's idiotic. But luckily,
But
they
if
fade
you
away.
do
you
do
can
it.
barely see it.
Yeah.
Put Neosporin on.
Where, like, they got you on your, like,
No, it's not on my butt.
just imagine, like,
Back of the calf. Got to be the calf.
What kind of fraternity do you think I was in?
We don't know.
yeah.
No.
It's
He
not-
hasn't told us yet.
It's on my thigh right above my knee.
Wow.
Have your kids
that
seen
probably
it?
hurts. More
Yeah,
than
yeah.
a
The
tattoo.
kids saw it. We were on the boat, I don't know, a couple summers ago, and they're like, "What's that?" And of course, it's kind of starting to fade. So yeah, they've
Yeah.
seen it.
Oh, interesting. I guess it would fade. I will say, I feel like
Bike accident.
you make permanent mistakes in fraternities. Like Mike Kennedy's fraternity tattoo looks like he got it in prison.
Oh, well, he didn't tell you that part of the story.
He got it in prison?
Yeah, he did. So, Mike, I didn't tell you. I'm obviously just kidding. After 5 years at Rayleigh Realty, you got to get a big R tattooed on your shoulder. You're coming
Oh,
up. It's-
I was wondering where that came
yeah,
from.
He's
Okay.
gonna do it for you.
That's
And
fine. As long as
Just
it's
him.
done slowly with long bamboo.
After that, we're gonna whack you with some bamboo sticks.
I
and
actually
give you
have
a
the
massage.
stick. I have
Yeah.
the stick from my first one.
All right, done. Yeah, 5 years.
Got it.
That's how long have I been? Yeah, so I
Chick
got
stick
3. So I got
scars,
2
you're
years left.
fine.
Okay. No, I was actually going to say this one time how speaking of
Neosporin.
branding. Yeah, well, I Black Bear night, and then I came home, acted a fool, and fell. So on one of those little cabins that you lived at and I lived at, and we
I
sold.
think everybody lived there.
Everybody's lived there.
We heated it with a propane heater, and it just Mr. Buddy, and we just hooked it up to a big tank, and it heated it really well. And I fell asleep next to it one night with almost all of my clothes off, and rolled into it in the middle of the night. And so I feel like a total idiot. Mandy's pissed because I said something stupid. I wake up in the morning, and she's like, "You're an asshole," blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, "I'm so sorry." And I go and I look in the mirror, and I'm like, what is that? I was like, I think it's like trying to tell me something. I was like, it looks like words,
Didn't you?
And Mandy's like,
How hungover were you?
so
Oh God, that would be hilarious.
it
Have you
was
ever been in-
caution hot.
No,
dude.
it's not.
Yes, it's faded now, but literally, Mandy's like,
it's
I
faded.
think
It's still-
Mandy's like, it looks like it says hot. Caution hot, and it just up my back. Ask her about
You
it.
had the word caution hot written in your back.
I saw it. Yes.
That
yes.
beats my story any day.
That's awesome.
Anyway, yeah, so that was just a constant reminder.
On Deep Creek Drive, if you grew up here, if you spent any time in the restaurant industry or were just kind of broke and needed a place to live, there were these cottages along Deep Creek Drive. They were owned by somebody, and all of us at some point in time kind of sort of lived there. They're actually both still there, but they've both been recently remodeled. And right next door, these two really, really nice 8-bedroom pool houses we're building.
You guys
and,
seen them? Like,
it's a phenomenal piece of property.
The ones right next, yeah.
Oh, the new.
My
no, I
sister
haven't
lived
seen 'em.
in the lower cabin.
That's where we live.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Everybody's living there.
Good time.
If
That's
you run
awesome.
into a
That's
local
two
person,
guests
they have
now.
lived there or have a
Sure,
friend that
probably.
lived there at some point in time.
Yeah.
Not anymore. Now they're 8,000 a week.
Yeah. Fun lake days for the cabin.
But they're cute.
They are. And it's a great yard, and you can go hang out, get on the water.
The dock was great. I feel bad for my sister now because, she was so good to me. I just showed up all the time, and we're both in college. She was, and I just showed up to use the dock to hang out.
We have a marketing meeting coming up, I think, on Monday, where we're trying to figure out a way to promote weddings for there. Like, the two houses are so nice, and it's such a nice piece of real estate, and just really pretty views.
We had our wedding
We
there.
got married there. Yeah.
Well, you were the first. There you
We got
go.
married
Can
in
you
the
do a
front yard.
testimonial in our marketing
Yes,
campaign?
definitely.
Okay.
I just
sweet. We'll
saw,
call you on
did
Monday.
one of you guys post a picture of like weddings recently?
No.
No? Somebody's birthday? Nobody's birthday? I don't know. I saw something pop up. Maybe it was like a memory or something
Yeah,
like
maybe a
that.
memory.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give it another guess. Third time's
Nothing in particular.
Was
Done.
it,
Just happened to be on.
did you have a good day yesterday?
No,
But it was
man.
a beautiful
He's
spot
the
for a
one that's
wedding.
not even drinking.
Serious.
Well, no,
it is.
Mandy was there.
Mandy
she
was
had
there.
A, she had a memory pop, like
That's
her
what it
phone
was.
made a little
Okay.
video
Good
of our
save,
wedding.
Joni.
Yeah.
Thanks. She's always looking out for me. No, I was just gonna say, like, for a little while there, it was like word of mouth to get in because it was like the coolest spot for like locals to live. I was like, all right, guys,
Well,
we're
you
moving
guys-
out. We're
Oh,
moving
yeah.
out in 9 months. Okay, are you gonna be ready to move in?
And we were.
And they were. And it
Oh,
was
wait, you moved out and they
Yeah.
moved
Well,
right in.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, and then JP moved in. John Pierce moved in after you guys, right?
Well,
Or-
Russell was
No.
before you, right?
Oh, wait, it was...
Yeah, it was JP and then it was us.
Okay, so I coordinated
You
that. I was
yes,
like,
you
John.
helped.
I heard the whisper down that he was moving out. I'm like, dude, I know somebody
Yeah.
who might want to live there. They had, so
It was
it was
one
cool.
phone
It was
call,
such
yeah.
a cool.
One phone call to the
Such a cool
management,
spot,
and they were
yeah.
like, yeah, we'll just transfer right in there. And we were right in there, and we had a hell of a good summer there. It was fun.
Did you
Yeah.
guys ever go to the shooting range in the basement of the main house?
No.
Am I the only one that did that?
I think. Well, that's in this room. Yeah, I didn't.
So
I didn't
in
know that was
you
a
had the
thing.
two cabins.
You weren't permitted in the main house.
Yeah,
And
no,
then,
we weren't allowed in
never.
the main house.
It was creepy. No, I'm kidding. That's where Nancy Joe lived. It was totally fine. But so anyway, there was the two little houses in the main house, and then it was Noelle's 30th birthday party. We had her 30th birthday party in the basement of that house because a cool little bar and all kinds of stuff. And it was such a cool place. They had like shuffleboard on the ground from like 1901. People who shuffleboard, but in this back room, they had this thing you would push a button, and these rabbits and ducks, like these metal rabbits and ducks, would start going around in a circle, and you were supposed to shoot them. And I don't know what you were supposed to shoot them with. Shot it with a 22, and I still can't hear out of my left ear. Like it was so enclosed in there, and hey, put a beep over the when I said his name part. But anyway, he shot it with a 22, and luckily we were fine. None of us thought about it ricocheting or anything like that. But it was apparently not meant to be shot with 22s. It was so
BB gun.
loud. It was. I have problems with my left ear.
I really think that honestly though, and this stays in. I really think we should just make like a tiger claw audio so that the listener knows they're missing something.
Oh,
That's
no.
not a bad idea.
I thought we did.
No. It just skips over and you have no idea that you're missing things. Like the listener at
record that
home,
tonight.
you
Yeah.
have no idea that you're missing things because we're so good at cutting it out. But like there's something every episode. But it would be great if we let you know, like, you just missed something really funny, but we can't tell you. And then you'd be like, damn, I wish I knew I was missing. The FOMO would be so real.
Yeah.
We should do that.
Yeah.
Don't text me about it.
We're gonna become kings and queens of FOMO.
What's FOMO?
Fear of missing out.
Oh. I think I have
I
that.
didn't know that.
Like, I always do. Like,
Well, let's give it to other people.
yeah, no, I hate that. Like, because you're like, oh, let's start a new restaurant. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, no.
Yeah, that's so funny.
That's what I had last night with 90s night. I still did everything. I showed up an hour late because I just couldn't alter my Monday schedule too much, but I couldn't miss out on all the things I had planned. So I just showed up fashionably late, dressed as a child from the 90s because I was a child of the 90s.
Same.
I had butterfly clips. I had my Furby. It was wonderful. And it's an authentic Furby from 1997.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was on point.
It was
yours.
on
You
point.
kept
It was my Furby. I kept it. And I had a Lisa Frank backpack, OG. I couldn't even fit the straps on my arms because it's made for a child.
Noelle wanted us to go, and she texted me, said, you want to go? And I was like, yeah, sure. And I didn't pay attention to what day it was. I assumed it was on a Saturday or something. And so we ended up not being able to go last night because the kids have soccer or whatever, and we didn't make it. But point being is she got online and bought me on Amazon like an outfit from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, like a big yellow hat that I'd wear sideways, and like the number 23 or something like that. And I would have looked ridiculous. And then I saw a picture of you, and you look like Fred Durst, and I was like, I would have totally looked ridiculous. I'm very glad I didn't go. But, yeah. You look good. If you need a Fresh Prince of Bel-Air outfit, man, I got one.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, it still came.
Oh no, it's Amazon delivers. Yes.
I'm trying to think. You should wear that sometime.
Well, it's even about 4 hats. I got a pink hat, a blue hat, and a yellow hat. I was like, what is this? And then we didn't go anyway. But,
It's like your hat's a mood ring.
I'm gonna wear it next year at the Christmas party.
Oh, there you go. That's what I was thinking.
That'll work.
Or how about the dragon boat race?
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Oh, you guys should get in on the dragon boat race.
Yeah.
You want to?
We might. We looked at it last year. Might be something.
How big does your team have to be, though?
18.
You?
Wow.
you
We can
work
put
at
together.
restaurants.
You have enough
Yeah.
patrons.
We have plenty.
Right?
Plenty.
Come on, like
Yeah.
full timers.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
It was very fun, but it was hard. It's hard to organize 18 to 20 people, which is like the biggest downfall of doing the race. But as 3 gold medalists, we really enjoyed it.
We have to win at something. Hey, are we doing 2? Are we doing 2 teams this year?
No, I think we're just doing the one.
Oh, well, I'm sorry, you guys aren't included. If we had 2 teams, we're gonna get more people.
So we always ask our guests
yeah.
the same 2 questions. So the first one is, what are you salty about? And since we have 2 guests, I can't wait to hear what you're
Make
both
it
salty about. And I hope
It's-
one of it's working with your spouse.
If it's about marriage, keep it to yourselves.
Right. Think carefully.
Oh,
Wait, how long have you been married? Only a couple years,
A
right?
year and a
year and a
half.
half.
Whoa, you're still in the honeymoon phase.
Still honeymoon phase for sure.
Until
But surprisingly, yeah, we do like working together.
We do.
surprisingly. Okay, skip.
We get it done.
All right, now what are you salty about? Give us
Salty
a do.
about. Salty about so much.
I feel like I'm salty.
Just pick a couple. The first thing
Okay,
that comes to
okay.
your-
First thing that comes
We
to
love
mind.
when people come
I don't want to lose
prepared.
business. So.
Well, I'm salty about the fact that, we don't have a lot of access to the ingredients we love to use in our cocktails, which is why we're growing them,
Yeah.
hopefully.
Salty.
Hey, do you guys know anything about elderberries?
That's funny that you mentioned that.
Well, let me tell you why I'm asking, because elderberries are good for you, right?
Yes.
Right.
And I got on a health kick recently, like 2 days ago, so don't give me too much credit yet. So I ordered like some stuff to make smoothies at home, right? And I was like, oh, everybody likes elderberries. They're super popular. I got a bag of elderberries off of Amazon. They were organic. They came to the house. I opened the bag and I grabbed a handful and I threw them in my mouth. And I ate them. And because I did that with the goji berries and I had some mulberries
Yeah.
or whatever else I got, right? And then I was like, God, those were horrible. And then I just kept going on about my business. And then maybe like an hour later, I was reading the bag and it said, do not eat raw.
Yeah.
Like right on the back of the
Gotta
bag.
process
I
it.
literally just ate an entire handful of these things. I felt like the Mike Tyson interview when he was eating all the mushrooms. I was like shoving elderberries in my face. And so then I was like, oh my God. So then I went down this trail of Googling elderberries are actually toxic unless you cook them first.
Got to process.
And then I didn't tell anybody. I was like, I don't want anybody to know. And I sat around for like the next 8 hours thinking I was going to die or go on a mushroom trip or something. I don't know. And point being is I was perfectly fine.
Yeah.
But I think you need to be careful with elderberries.
Yes, yeah, you got to eat a lot of them probably to be
Okay.
mostly toxic.
It
yeah.
said a cup, and I was like, how many is a handful? I don't know, but
Less than a
Upset your
cup,
stomach
but
a little bit. Maybe.
if you
Well,
guys
I'm
want
not
to,
gonna
if you
die.
guys want to get into elderberries, I'll give you my first bag because I'm not going to do anything.
All
with
right,
them.
that's funny because
We're
so we do
experimenting.
we do research and development is a big part of our job. Doing making these cocktails, and we actually with the new house, it had a nice pantry, and we've coined it the liquid laboratory. So that's where we do all of our batch, making all of our ingredients. But elderberry is definitely on the radar for this year, I think.
There's a
So
what are
local
you gonna-
person that makes elderberry syrup. They're really good. It's I should know because we buy it from them. Beth Scott, I forget what the name of his company, Well Living or something.
Okay.
But she makes elderberry syrup, and it's really good.
Yeah. So you gotta cook it.
It's a lot better than
Gotta
eating a
cook it.
fistful of them.
Probably
So maybe that's a great idea. You guys be the first people to have healthy alcohol.
possibly.
Yeah. No,
you go.
well,
We'll see.
I've done some drinks already that have been like, green juice margaritas with kale and green
Yeah.
apple
Delicious.
and cucumber, and they're really delicious.
by the way,
Kombucha.
are you going to be making margaritas again for Lucy's birthday?
Definitely.
Sweet.
Oh, yeah.
You're all invited, everybody here.
The
Obviously.
margarita always comes
Yeah.
to the parties for sure.
I'll actually be able to be
And
at
Joni
the party.
actually, I heard kombucha. Joni,
Oh, that's
so she
so
does make her own
I
homemade
do,
kombucha.
yeah.
You?
I
Yeah,
make
we
my
don't
own-
sell it. It's not produced for public, but we make our own.
I do want
homemade
to. I
kombucha.
do want to set the record straight. Yeah, Lucy's birthday is Cinco de Mayo. That's why we
Yes.
do the
Yeah.
margaritas.
Yeah.
Not because
I thought you had
We're
a
not
two-year
gonna-
old.
Not for her as a
Not for
child.
her either.
Dada,
So we-
margarita.
21 and older.
Please, Dada, margarita.
okay, that's getting sampled.
Oh man.
That's our new
Hey,
Tiger
no,
Claw.
kombucha. We Noelle. I can't say we. I don't do
love
much of anything.
kombucha.
Noelle makes kombucha too. She learned it from our friend Brent, and it's great. Like once you get it started, and it's good. I don't know. Maybe the right thing to say is an acquired taste. Like the first time I drank it, I was like, ugh. Now I really like it.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Do you
good.
flavor yours? Because I really
I do,
like.
yeah.
I like
She's
the
the
flavors.
kombucha queen.
I forget the brand, but it's like the popular one. But they have like a watermelon, which is really good, and the blueberry.
Oh
with
yeah,
the ginger.
No, I
But yeah,
I love their watermelon one.
Yeah.
I love their. There's another one.
it's Dr. something. But yeah, it's very familiar. It's like the most popular kombucha, but I really very much enjoy it.
If you guys ever want to get into commercial kombucha, I'd do it with you. I think
Yeah.
I think there's a market for that.
I mean, it's.
You have to be
just
careful
getting
with
the process.
fermentation.
Yeah, that's
But
your
yeah.
responsibility.
Yeah, and it comes.
I'll do the marketing.
Yeah,
I got
it comes with having a good kitchen.
I've been trying to get through.
You've
I
had
mean,
some of her kombucha. I'm pretty
I
sure.
have.
And you've
I've
had some of my kimchi.
I've had jugs of it.
Jugs of it.
Junks. No, I've been trying to convince Joni, and just haven't had the chance to talk to you about it yet. I've been trying to get you to make a product for a while because
It's good. Her
your stuff
kombucha's
is
good.
Yeah.
She does lemon
whatever it
cayenne.
is,
Yeah.
whatever you guys decide, it's gonna be
Yeah.
good. I'm
The lemon
happy
cayenne
for
is
it.
one of my favorite.
Ooh, I would love that.
It's really
So
good.
good.
I also
I'll make you
love
one.
kimchi.
So I've done kimchi. So I was stationed in Korea in the army, and I kind of grew. I was 18 years old, and my first experience with kimchi was from the clay pots that rot for about 6 months to a year, straight out of Ajimad's, garden, his grandma's garden.
Your chest
And it's
started
on
to
fire.
flourish with
Oh,
hair.
man. Yeah, grew up on that. 3 nights in the field. I came back shaving.
You
They
I was
make you
just about-
shave every day anyway, but yeah. That stuff will put hair on your chest for sure, and I try to make it the same way, so it's rotten shrimp, rotten fish, cabbage, and it
Super fishy.
stinks up the house. But
Oh my gosh.
when it's done fermenting, you put a top on it, and it's some good stuff with some white rice and a
the
little.
kimchi girl, I guess is she sells it at Firefly,
Yeah.
and they give it with their sandwiches,
What?
and they have amazing sandwiches. Honestly, it's one of the best lunches you can get for your buck because you get a bag of chips, you get a really freaking good sandwich, and then you get a little thing of kimchi. And I love it because it's different every time.
We
'Cause it's,
never talk about Firefly. It's so
Oh
good.
my gosh, I
though.
love Carolyn and I eat there at least once a week.
Yeah, you do.
Every
good.
time we call, they know our order. They know they don't even have to ask our name anymore. But the kimchi's so good.
They're good.
And it's so spicy and it has the poppy seeds and
We love those guys.
I
They're
love
regulars.
spicy.
Yeah, they're regulars at Pawn Run. They come in.
I want
and,
to try their meatball sub. I haven't had it yet,
Yeah.
but
it will change your life.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's really
fresh.
good.
I've
I
heard
will
it's
change your
awesome.
life.
local beef meatball
Next
sub.
Tuesday. We have a meeting once a month. I have a meeting if you sit in, and Kristen's great. we're all stuck in there. It's me and 5 or 6 dudes, and we have to talk about business for hours and hours. And Kristen will be like, "Do you guys want lunch from Firefly?" Yes. Okay. It's great.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they are good. And local, local cheese, local beef. We use them at Pawn Run. So a lot of our food that we utilize at Pawn Run, you're gonna get the sliders with local beef, local cheese.
Those
the
little
buffalo
sliders
chicken.
are
So
awesome.
good.
And you came with
So
the best idea of it. Now you can get 4.
Or 5
3
or 6.
Oh,
You get as many as you want.
4 is
Oh,
good.
yeah.
You don't need too many. But 3, you were still kind of, sort of, maybe hungry. 4 is
I do 4.
perfect.
4 is perfect.
Pickles
Well, you
are
get
good.
3, so you order something else, like the tacos. Yeah.
Or the Brussels.
I'll still do 4.
Exactly.
All
So,
the food's
Lee,
good at
Lee,
Pawn
what
Run.
are you salty about?
Oh yeah, we totally got off
Oh.
track.
What else are we salty?
What else am I salty about?
Well, wait, what was Joni was salty about?
What are you salty
Local
about?
products.
Local
not being-
products.
Not being able to.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
we are. I guess being like we're kind of isolated up here in Deep Creek Lake, so you have to kind of travel to get to the store, even and we're limited. I think with
To get like ripe ingredients, to get
the fresh ingredients, the local stuff, and I think it's an emerging thing coming about with we're all learning about the farm to table and our the farmers markets are finally coming to town, and it's been so long since we've had like a decent farmers market. There's never been one here, and I guess I was salty about that, and now I'm getting less salty about just the access to fresh, good food.
So you guys actually made drinks for the Deep Creek Farmers Market last year, right? Like you
So we
guys were
do.
on site?
Yeah, actually,
Yeah.
it's- we're-
non-alcoholic drinks.
So
Yeah, non-alcoholic,
but-
So we do the
Fresh squeezed
non-alcoholic
lemonades.
fresh squeezed lemonades, teas, boba teas. You'll see again the
God,
Southeast
they're
Asian.
so fun.
You'll see the
We did a
Southeast
Thai
Asian
tea.
influence. So we bring Thai tea, and we use butterfly pea flower, which is a color changing tea when it's added to acid.
Is it made from butterflies?
No,
No.
it's not. It's just a little purple flower.
Butterfly
It's made from
pea
butterfly
flower.
pea.
Mike, if you don't
Butterfly pea
know
flower.
this yet, you've got to learn it. Lucy will think you're a magician. It is the coolest trick.
Oh,
So you see,
okay,
yeah,
cool.
So yeah, it's blue when you brew it, so it's a blue tea, and we use it in a lot of our gin cocktails. But once it's added to something acidic like citric acid from lemon, lime, grapefruit, it turns into a lovely light purple color, and you'll have layers.
I've seen drinks
You've seen
that you guys
lots.
have made.
Yeah.
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
cool.
You'll make
yeah,
it for
so-
the kids. It's healthy for you too, and it's blue, and you
It
put a
is
little
healthy,
lemon in
full of
also. It tastes
antioxidants.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah,
Nice.
we're a fixture at the new Deep Creek Farmers Market, which started last year. This year it begins May 26th from 3 to 6 on Friday.
Yep, every Friday,
every
all
Friday.
summer, Memorial Day to Labor Day.
And it's in the parking lot at the Garrett College, right across from Moonshadow, another great restaurant to check out. And we do kind of like an adult lemonade stand, and it's awesome. We'll have a long line, all day long, and we have fun. And we really did it for an advertisement thing, but it turned out to be just a great event for us
A lot
to
of
do all
fun.
summer.
Really
It's
cool to be a
fun.
part of the community.
Did you?
And we meet a lot of farmers, and
Yeah.
we have all those contacts now with the local farmers, and we shop.
Which is great for your ingredients.
Yes,
Right.
exactly.
Has Julie Friend at Wildem Farm asked you guys about bartending the cow patty bingo event?
So we watched that episode of you guys, and so we did a farm party with them last October.
Except
To
alcoholic milkshakes, chocolate.
exactly, yeah, you could. But yeah, that looked pretty interesting. I think we could probably get something going with the cow patty bingo.
We just
with
sit
the-
around with like straw hanging out our mouth and sip drinks and wait for the cow
Done.
to, do
Done.
the
Sounds
thing.
perfect.
Yeah, and that Wildem Farm is so beautiful too. If you guys haven't been out
I haven't been there yet.
It's so cool. Yeah, I've taken a small tour, but we did a party out there, and they had such a great idea with what they're doing out there. I love it.
So I'm on the podcast. Then you heard that I'm gonna eat meat eventually, and so that's the reason why I haven't gone yet. I'm like not ready. I can't like go
I'll
there
take
and
you.
take the pressure. So
I'll take you. I'll eat meat.
That's
with
got to be a big event.
That'll be a whole party in itself.
yeah.
So Natalie, my daughter's a vegetarian, and she came to me like I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks ago, and she goes, "I think I'm going to start eating meat again." And I was like, "Well, it's a big decision. Okay, why?" And she goes, "Well, the ham sandwiches look pretty good." But so I asked her again the other day. I was like, "You really going to do it?" And she goes, "Well, maybe, maybe not. But if she does, maybe you guys can both have
Yeah, we'll go to Wildem Farm. We'll have a ceremony.
steak together."
Yeah, yeah.
Do it.
However, I think she wants a ham sandwich.
Yeah.
So I
Well,
used
she
to
has
get
kids.
I used to get salty about what you just said, like being here in the country. But it's weird. I've adjusted. Like I actually really, really, really like living in the country. You know, so I mean, when you live in the country, you take things for granted. We don't have 1,000 stores here and whatever. But I've also noticed to keep myself happy and to keep the family happy, we go away once in a while.
Yeah.
I love. We were talking about it, I think last night or whatever. We go to the Strip District up in Pittsburgh, and it's like, it's awesome. Like there's so many stores and Holies and just everything, you know, up in there. So it is weird when you live in the country, but you got to be careful. Like I call it buying supplies. We'll hit the Strip District and come back with this car loaded down with everything. But that's part of country life, and there's
Yeah.
more stuff coming.
Yeah.
And you know, I guess I'm not that salty about it because it's providing us with an opportunity to bring our stuff to the public. You know, like we can't buy it from the store right down the road. We're gonna grow it for you and bring it to your party. And
We do the opposite. We kind of the same clients, right? So we do the opposite of what they do. They live in the cities and they want to come up here to get away from it all. Okay, we live here away from it all, and every once in a while, it's nice to go see it.
Yes.
You know, but then I get tired of it. Like I will tell you, I love New York City. I think New York is the coolest place in the world for about 3 days, and I'm ready to come home.
exactly, yeah, Vegas is the same way. My sister just got back from Vegas, and she's like, "Yeah, I had enough. It was, it was long enough." And I think I did one night in Vegas, and I was happy.
I did not like Vegas.
Yeah,
I was
I
there
mean,
for
one night-
a festival and then a conference, and I hated it. I'm not a Vegas fan.
I
And it's
did
expensive
3 and I
now,
almost
too.
got a
I mean-
butterfly tattoo. I had to come home.
And New York City is awesome. I think
Yeah, we love
we were up
New
in
York City.
Manhattan a couple years ago for Christmas.
Dude,
Beautiful during
let's
Christmas.
get on a bus or something or whatever and
hours.
go to freaking
The Dead
New York for
Rabbit.
Christmas. Manny needs to go.
What's
Shit.
the Dead
The
Rabbit?
Dead Rabbit. I'm wearing the hat right now. Actually, it's,
What is it?
It's one of the bars I gain a lot of inspiration from. It's the one of the best cocktail bars in the world. It started off with a couple guys from Belfast, Ireland. So the Dead Rabbit.
It's in New York.
It's in New York City. It's in the
Yeah.
Bowery. It's down by the Battery.
I would love
Battery
that.
Park. So the Bowery, right at the point, right at the South Point.
Yeah.
So the Dead Rabbit. The Dead Rabbit, sorry, plural. If you guys remember Gangs of New York.
Yeah, no, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
So it's
That's
an
a great
Irish,
movie,
Irish hooligan gang, right? I guess, kind of back in the day. If you go to the bar called the Dead Rabbit, you'll see the sword that his dad, Liam Neeson, right?
No way.
Held, and there's a couple props. But they have been voted best cocktail bar in the world twice since 2013.
Yeah, let's go there.
I have all their books. It's I pull a lot
Their
of
drinks are
inspiration.
Can
from
you
those
can you
guys.
can you like backpack in Battery Park? Are you allowed to do that?
You can probably backpack from Jersey over to there.
No, I mean like
for the Pine
do we
Barrens.
sleep in Battery Park? Like can you camp out there? Or no?
I'll get a
yeah.
hotel room.
Well,
You can put your
We
hammock
can get a
in the
hotel room. I
hallway.
think, Mike. Yeah.
Let's do the hotel. room.
Yeah.
That'll be cool.
It's not busy down there. I mean, you're going from like downtown, uptown, and you're going down to the Bowery, and
Yeah.
it was empty down there. I mean, there's a lot of construction going on, but the Dead Rabbit is.
How is there always construction going on, right? I mean, it's like
It
I mean, it's a
never-
city.
never ending.
Yeah.
It's
City in a row.
But this bar is cool, man. I mean, sawdust on the floor. It's a traditional Irish pub with your own little nooks and crannies that you can fit like 4 or 5 people in. We had 8 people in. We spent $400 on 2 rounds for 8 people.
Yeah.
It's
probably worth
expensive.
it.
It's 100% worth it.
Oh, so worth it.
And
Yeah.
The cocktails are
Yeah.
amazing.
And they have different spots of their bars. The parlor. They sell groceries, like specialty groceries.
At the Dead Rabbit?
At the Dead Rabbit.
Wow.
But then they also have the largest Irish whiskey collection in North America, I believe. So they're awesome. I mean, the best drinks. I try to definitely just look to them for a lot of the stuff we do.
I'm the worst in New York. Noel gets so frustrated with me because I want to do everything and end up doing nothing. Like,
It's just
there's
too
just
much to
such
do.
a big city, and
Yeah.
I'm always like, I want to go here, here, and here, and here, and all we do is spend walking around everywhere. So
That's
let's-
fun too, though.
Let's go, but let's have
You
an
know,
agenda.
yeah.
That would be great. Yeah.
And I think the only thing on my agenda that weekend was going to the Dead Rabbit.
yeah.
We did make it, and we saw a lot of great stuff. With the group we were with, but that was definitely a trip to be remembered.
So the other question we ask our guests is, "What's your favorite Honey story?"
Oh wow!
And
Honey.
Got a
you
few.
guys can have separate stories since you have not been married forever.
I have one. I think it involves
Everybody has
Josh
one.
Spiker. We all know Spiker.
Oh, yeah. What happened? Okay, I'm in.
We have some alumni.
Yeah. Have you listened to Josh Spiker's episode?
No, I haven't.
Oh, God, it'd be
but,
so funny if it's the same story.
Yeah.
No, I mean this is a while ago, I guess, and this is like one of them. I think we were just absolutely wasted there, and we had to call my mom to come pick us up. And she lives up on Roman Nose. You guys know about Lakeshore Drive.
Approximately how old were you?
Yeah. This is probably 15 years ago. So before I moved to Utah,
I've been there. It's so embarrassing to call your mom.
yeah. So we had to call mom. And I remember Josh asking her if she was single.
This isn't the same story. This is not the same story.
And, she's probably
been cooler if it
at the
was.
time, she's probably, 59. I don't know. She's 60. Yeah, no, she's probably like in her 60s. It's probably like, yeah, asking my mom if she was single. It was funny. It was just hilarious going over.
I just imagine him be like, hey, come here.
Yeah, it was like, I think he was in the back seat. He's like, hey,
doing?
Miss Skidmore,
What's going
you
on?
single? But yeah, a lot of honey stories for sure. But that was one of my most memorable ones, was eating way too much popcorn and almost getting sick by the drinks that we were drinking. And
What did your mom answer?
Josh,
Did she say yes or no?
she said no. She definitely said no. But just hilarious, just fun.
All right, Joni, what's yours?
I don't have one.
What? Have you never been to the Honey?
I mean, I have, but I mean,
you
they
don't
were
have
all
to do the
pretty.
honey. Do
I don't
about
know.
Black Bear.
They were all pretty mild experiences. I never. I feel like I'd always get there and they'd be like, "Oh, they just kicked this guy out," but I always just missed it.
It's probably
Like,
Josh Spiker.
It's probably Josh Spiker.
it was like I always just missed it. They were like, "Oh, you
man,
won't
just
believe this
kicked out
guy."
Josh
Yeah.
again. What a crazy guy. He's not even that wild.
But
He's not
I'm
that
a bartender,
He's just
so
always
I'm
around.
always at work when all the wild stuff happens. Like I
Can
always
you
work.
tell what's your favorite bartender
Oh
story?
my
or is that
gosh.
too
What
much?
about that time that Lee went commando?
don't wanna hear the funny parts.
So I mean, wow, we have
A million.
a lot of.
there's just-
Maybe that'll be a new tradition
got a
whenever we have
lot
a
of
bartender on.
bartender experiences.
That'd be a
I
podcast
actually
right
was
there.
No, it could
not
be,
present when
just horror, bartender horror
was it?
stories, dude. I mean,
I was not present when Lee got jumped by those guys, but if that
Attacked.
was what you
Well,
were
he
referring to.
I was saying he got attacked, but he.
I was
you
in the
know,
other room. I didn't even know it was happening until afterwards, and they
Yeah.
were like, "Oh, like a big fight broke out in the middle of Saturday
we'll just
night
call it
dinner."
a bar,
Mm-hmm.
a local
Saturday
bar.
night dinner at 6:00, and
Yeah, it was
it
like
turned into a brawl.
8-on-1
A
onto
brawl.
me.
Yeah.
and just
Full-on
totally
brawl.
had to go get a CAT scan. Threw blows, got got hit.
Well, I saw the camera and it looked like you held your own pretty
Oh,
I
you
damn
did.
You
well,
did.
dude.
I did.
Oh yeah.
It was one of our
Did they
favorite
ask you
videos.
for extra napkins or what happened?
Yeah, no, I mean, well, it was.
I am not giving you more barbecue sauce.
Yeah,
I swear to God, if one more person asked me for the mustard,
the guy threw his beer bottle down on top of our pool table and just completely beer and whatever all over the pool table. I went to kick him out, to 86 him, and he turned around and just sucker punched me twice in my eye socket, and I proceeded to
defend
defend
himself.
myself.
Yeah, and then
And
then
in
he
a
got
hard
jumped
way.
by all of his friends.
And but then
Mandy
held-
was there, too,
Mandy
I
was.
think.
I think everybody was.
Yeah.
I think she's what caused it.
Saturday
Yeah,
night
she
dinner.
might
It was 6:00.
Saturday night dinner. So
How does that? That's the yeah. No.
it was. I was falling on top of tables with kids and their families eating chicken strips.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
hey man, I'm trying to eat my chicken here.
Bartender stories usually end up with fighting or kicking some drunk person out and having to deal with somebody who's completely.
I've had a lot of interesting experiences. I've had one guy one time that was like, "Do you have a boyfriend?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "How does he feel about you working this job? How does he feel about you bartending?" I said, "I don't know. Do you want to ask him? I can grab him for you."
standing
He's
right
right
next to
there.
That's
And he
him.
was just like, "Oh, okay."
Have you ever gotten like a really, really big tip? Has anybody ever
So
like
tips,
a
yeah.
Oh,
$1,000
yeah.
tip
Oh,
or
yeah.
something?
Tips. So we used to. So if anybody's been to Black Bear, there's a bell there,
Yeah.
and if you've never heard it,
It's because you don't tip big enough.
Hey,
because
don't
you haven't
ring
been
it
tipping
'cause of
big
me.
enough. Yeah, but typically if you get like a $50 to $100 tip plus, you ring the bell, and
Ooh.
or we let them ring the bell with one of our bar keys, which is just a fancy way to say a beer bottle top opener. And they'll do ding, and they'll ring the bell. But yeah, I mean we've gotten some pretty big tips, pretty shitty tips.
I definitely have, locals that I just absolutely love, and they always
support us.
They support us.
Yeah, our
They
locals are
supported
it's who we
us
love.
for-
That's why we do this. I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because I was thinking to myself, it's like, oh yeah, people come up from cities, they want to experience, finer dining
And I love-
experiences.
yeah.
They get, up here that they get back home, but us locals really appreciate it. I mean, that's got to be
It's all
your
about the
biggest, like
locals.
Yeah,
consistently,
yeah.
right?
I mean-
so
They're year round, and they support us, and they've always supported Joni and I, especially
And
since I've
when-
moved here, and they follow us from restaurant to restaurant.
Yeah, when we opened Pond Run, that was a big thing.
I
That
can't speak
the
for
owners
everybody,
had
but
said
we did.
to us was that
Yeah.
you guys have a posse, you guys have a huge following of people that have heard you were here, and they were like, we came because we heard Lee and Joni were here, and it just means so much to us to
That's
have
so
this
cool.
huge group of people that constantly support us and everything we do. It's really awesome.
That is, we love it.
Well,
That's why we do what we do.
that's why we do what we do.
It really
for sure.
is. Yeah.
I don't know. I was going to ask something, but I forget what I was going to ask. Might have to cut that part too.
I got a buzz from my old fashioned.
I did too. That was so good.
There's still a little bit left out in there.
Is there anything we didn't talk about that we should? We talked about the honey.
No, I think
I was going to bring up Mike Delegati said he'd be on the show, but he hasn't 100% confirmed yet. So it'd be kind of cool if he's on here.
he's gonna have some good honey stories.
Be like, hey, man.
What's your favorite?
I'm kind of disappointed that I don't have a good honey story. I feel like I should go
Well,
hang
maybe
out
we'll
there
do
on a
that. And
Saturday
we
night.
can
try this
take care of
summer.
that this
Yeah.
summer.
Okay.
This summer.
Take a night off.
I used to take my
Actually,
little puppy.
we can do it on a Wednesday. It doesn't have to be
Okay.
Saturday,
Well,
right?
that's-
Like let's mix it up.
Okay.
I used to go out there with my little golden retriever puppy when she was like 8 weeks old, and I pull up on my pontoon boat alone, and I just walk through.
Kenya, right?
Kenya.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kenya.
Dude,
and, I just have the biggest, following of people just, loving on my little puppy dog, and it's just a fun time at Honey. I mean,
It's a cool spot where like
it is.
beach front there.
And it's really all you got. It's not we're not a beach, but it kind of turns out like that at the Honey.
Yeah.
The
It's all
honey
boats.
sometimes just pulls you in the summertime.
It
Like
does.
I don't know if it was last summer or the summer before, we were out surfing behind the boat and called my friend Travis. I was like, hey, we're surfing. You want to come out? And I think we probably surfed from his house to the Honey. And then somehow we got home at like 4 a.m. Like, I'm not 100% sure we even surfed more than like 5 minutes, but somebody lost their phone in the lake and we had a great night and we get home super late. But it does just kind of suck you in, but it's a good time.
It does. It's always a good time. Yeah. I mean, you can't go wrong with Honey. It's always packed. A great band.
Well, I was gonna say usually like if I'm like driving by and I'm like, there's a parking spot on this side of the road. I almost feel like I have to pull in
I
and
know.
stop. I'm like, that just is calling
Crazy.
me. Yeah.
And the fun thing is watch people park their boats there.
What?
It is pretty
Oh, in the
entertaining.
docks.
In the docks.
Oh, okay.
If you
Oh,
watch
yeah.
people trying to pull in the docks, you're experienced boat drivers.
Like for dinner when they've been drinking all
Let's
So,
do that. Let's do that this summer.
If
too.
you're
Watch
not all that
people
familiar with boats, if you see boat drivers having the orange life jackets on, stay clear of them because they don't know what they're doing. That's kind of a sign of somebody. You're not going to wear a big orange life jacket if you really know how to drive a boat. And two, it's really something.
Or swim.
Yeah, I know. Like the hard
Sorry.
part about the
They have
lake
it
is
on backwards.
and two, people need to remember boats don't have brakes. I don't know why people
Oh,
forget that, but your
that's the
boat does not have
problem.
brakes. You can throw it in reverse and kind of sort of slow down, but you're sitting there at the dock at the Honey, you watch people come in. They're coming in way too fast, and it's easy to forget that boats don't have brakes.
And the jet skis too. That's a huge problem. Like,
Jet
you
skis
see
don't have
them,
brakes either.
Yeah, they're always in the docks.
Oh, that's a good point.
They just let off the gas.
See, I'm
They
that
let
guy who doesn't know. I'm like, what do you mean they don't have brakes?
Yeah, no, they don't.
And there's no reverse usually on a jet ski, right?
They do, but the fun
Somewhere.
part about a jet ski is if you're going forward in a jet ski and you put it in reverse and you gun it, it actually makes it sink. I don't know the physics behind it or whatever, but it's an awesome trick. But also, it'll destroy the jet ski. Like you can get by on a jet ski 5 or 10 times, right? But it will literally destroy it. But it's so fun. You got to be going like 20 miles an hour. So, kids, if you're listening, your dad has a really nice Sea-Doo. Do this when he's not looking. Be going about 20 miles an hour, throw in reverse, gun it, and you will just sink straight down. It's pretty fun.
That's a cool trick.
But it's a great way to blow up your dad's jet ski too.
So we should hang out, set up a table on the lawn at the Honey this summer, and then do like a pop-up podcast
yeah.
and just narrate people parking their
That'd be
boats.
hilarious.
It's hilarious.
yeah.
I mean, just an hour.
We'll have
of
liberated
content.
libations. Be that.
We'll just-
I don't know if that.
People would watch it.
You guest bartender. Exactly.
We'll set up.
Sit there, have 5 mics.